Happy Wednesday, guys. We got the Treasure Coast Market Report I'm going to give you here in just a second. Let me share my screen. Today, we're going to focus on answering some questions that I've gotten a lot lately, which really, I've gotten this from a lot of the buyers that I'm working with, and they want to know how to structure their offer, right? So three of the things that I want to go through are this is more of a seller question. What are the days on market I can expect, right? Buyers want to know this too, because they want to know if something's been on for 3 days, 7 days, 12 days. Is that a long time? Is that not a long time? Terms, and specifically, what type of financing are they accepting, right? Is it VA, FHA, conventional, or cash? This is a big challenge right now for my VA and FHA buyers. They want to know what are the odds that I can get a property successfully with those types of loans. So we'll go over that. And then the last thing is, what do I need to offer? Are people still coming in $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 over asking, or is asking enough? Are some people getting it under asking? So let's take a look at a few of these just to see. And knowing that there's so many sales, I'm honestly going to look at maybe the last 3 days. That's probably going to give us plenty. So we'll look back to what's today, Wednesday? Well, we're probably not going to have any on the 24th because it was, I believe, if my math's right, it was a Sunday. But we're going to put it in there anyway because it doesn't really matter. So we get 28 sales in Port St. Lucie here. And I'm going to look at let's look at all of them. Let's see what we got here. So looking at this list, and we're going to put these high to low, right? So you can see the highest priced home that sold in the last 3 days in Port St. Lucie was $572,500. Okay, you got another one at $505, $45, $475. Out of 28, the median would be whatever the average between number 14 and 15 are, which is $373,500 and $356,540. So you're looking at roughly $365 being the median price that's selling right now. That's really interesting, right? So what are the bottom few homes selling for? You've got 306, 305, 305. That's number 24, 25, and 26 on the list. You get a couple in the low threes. Otherwise, the two lowest are 280 and 245, right? Now, you can see the one at 245 is on Perfect Drive. It's a nice little condo. Beautiful area, too, if you've never been there. But a lot of people don't want to look at condos. Here's a house, right, for 280. It's only a 2-bed, 1-bath with a 1-stall garage, and it's got 912 square feet. It is a frame house. But you'll see it did sell for 280, right? Now over here, you can see, if you see the 112, that's how much they got compared to original asking price, right? So if I come into that particular property, they were originally asking 250 and they got 280. So it sold for $30,000 over. This one on Perfect Drive sold for 100% of asking. The one at 305 on Burgundy Lane, they got 95% of asking. So that one may have had some issues on the interior that need to be fixed. You're going to lose buyers' interest in that. Buyers want a home that is ready to go, and if it's not, a lot of times you're going to see those are the homes, if any, that are selling under asking, right? This one on Rivera Street sold at 102, 100, 102, 94, right? So there's two that have gone under. 106, 102, 93, 89, 100, 102, 100, 107, 99, that one's under, 106, 100, 101, 109, 96 is 6, 100, 102, 107, and then we got one more at 98. So 7 out of the 28, or 25%, are selling for less than asking price, with the other 75% selling for asking or more, right? So that's kind of interesting to see. Now, I'm going to put these in order of lowest list price compared to sales price, which is 89%. And I want you to look over to this column right here, days on market. So of the ones that are under 100%, let's go find them here. They've been on for 3 days, 62 days, 6 days, 2 days, 27 days, 5 days, and 5 days. Okay, so that's really interesting. I'm looking to see, other than, we got 11, 12. Other than this one right here on McCracken that took 23 days to sell for 1% over asking price, the next longest list time was 12 days, right, for homes that sold at that price or more, ask price or more. But when you look at the 7 that sold for under, you've got a 62 and a 27. just interesting to look at. So there you go. There's some days on market. Now let's come in and let's start looking at some terms. We should be able to whip through these pretty quickly here. Coming into details, we can come down and right here, this one sold conventional. This one sold conventional. This one was FHA. Here's a conventional. So you'll see a lot of people think right now everything's selling cash. It's not everything cash. Here's a cash deal as soon as I say that. I would guess 20, 30% are selling cash. Here's one that was cash. This one was conventional. Here's one that was cash. What have we had so far? One FHA. Here's a conventional. Now here's that lowest priced one, conventional. That was a condo. Here's some new construction that went FHA. FHA is a little easier on new construction because here's conventional. You're not going to have a lot of the issues that you're concerned about with FHA inspections catching. Here's conventional. Haven't had one VA yet. There's conventional. I feel for my vets, man. Here's FHA. It's really tough to get those VA loans accepted. And right now, you know, it's a guaranteed loan. These are vets, a lot of whom have the cash. They got plenty of cash. They just want to take advantage. Here's FHA of what they've got. And people just, for whatever reason, are not accepting them at great rates. There's a cash. Here's a conventional. So you can see the majority of these are cash and conventional. I'm guessing cash and conventional. Well, let's not guess. Let's look it up. Let's look it up. So we're going to look, let's say last, let's see, it's the 27th today. So let's go back to 3/27, 2022. And I forget what that, let's just look at single family homes. So in the last roughly 30 days, we've got 487 single family homes. I forget what the specific term is on what funding was accepted. It is terms of sale. Okay, so I can come back here and punch in terms of sale. All right, so out of the 487, right, that were sold in the last roughly 30 days, if I'm looking up cash, it's 139 of them. So 139 divided by 487. I said 20, 30%. It's 28.5%. Okay. So roughly 3 out of every 10 deals is going to a cash buyer. If you're looking at conventional, it's 238, which is 48.87%, right? Plus the 28, 48 and 28, I'm doing this math wrong. That's 76% are cash or conventional. That means 24% are FHA or VA or some other alternative, right? VA out of 487 is 26. Now, I will admit, let me do the math here before I say this. That's 5.3% of offers accepted right now are VA. Now, that doesn't mean that they're getting beat up left and right quite as bad as it looks, although they are, because there aren't a lot of offers made that are VA. Even vets right now know that if I submit VA, my odds go down. So a lot of people just aren't submitting them, which means vets aren't able to use that, right? But they are getting through. It's just challenging. And I do think that education is growing on the ability to get an FHA through. So we're seeing, at least I'm seeing in my bubble, those numbers increase. The percentage of FHA loans that are accepted out there in the last 30 days are almost exactly 15%. So that's really interesting to see as well. So there you go, guys. Just a great update on exactly what the market's doing. I know so many people right now are concerned about, should I come in over? Should I come in under? I would say it's so property specific, right? There are homes where I would absolutely say if your motivation is really high and you're really picky and that home just happens to be the one that checks the boxes and you're financially sound and you would be devastated if you lost it, and it's a pristine home, then absolutely I think you need to come in with a really strong price. That could be 30, 40, 50, or even more $1,000 over, right? But I looked at one today with a client, right? And she knows how prices are looking. We've submitted one offer. She lost the offer. She said, where do I need to be to win on this one? I said, this one, probably not going to be $30,000, $40,000 off. It's got a lot of painting issues needed. It's got some minor little touches you're going to need around the house. Kyle, I appreciate you, man. Thank you. It's going to need some of these things. So buyers just don't want to deal with those things, right? So if you come out on a home that needs some love, and I'm talking maybe $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 of love, you can get it at asking or maybe 5, 10 grand over asking, right? Usually, not always, usually. This is also assuming that it's priced it at market. If it underprices it, of course, it's going to go over, right? If they overprice it, you might actually get it under asking, which is great. But I would also push people too, and this is the last thing I'll say. When you're putting offers in on a home, people are always thinking, do I need to come in 20 over, 40 over? Can I come in 10 under? And they never ask for comps. I'll push my buyers for comps. Like, guys, if I'm going to sell your house, you're not going to sell it with me until I show you homes that support the price that I'm suggesting, right? Or at least I hope that's what we're doing here. It's what we should be doing. Why don't we do it on the buy side? Instead, we're having the discussion of how much over or under we should be based on how, maybe desperate we think the seller is, or how, good or bad a condition we think the home is in. But if you've got a home listed at 500 and it's worth 480, at asking, you're already $20,000 over, right? Don't forget that. They're going to have less showings, less interest in the property, and they're going to have a challenge with that. So you might be able to get it for asking. You might be able to get it for 5, 10 grand under. Now, if that home is priced at 5 and it's worth 5, it's likely going to drum up a lot of offers, get multiple offers, and it'll sell for, depending upon the market and the time and a million other things, 20, 30, 40 grand over. That's pretty common. If it's worth 520 and they're listed at 500, that's where you're going to see some craziness. They could sell for 550, right? 560, 570. And you're thinking, wow, that one really sold for a lot. Realtors will tell you, I'm amazing, right? Look at what I did. But in reality, you underpriced the property by $20,000. So what's the lesson to learn here, buyers? The lesson to learn is, hey, your agent's making a lot of money. Make them go through and show you some comps to support the price on that property before you even talk about what you want to offer on it, right? It might be overpriced, it might be underpriced, but looking at those numbers is going to help you make a great decision on what you want to offer. Now, if you want to come over $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 on the value, regardless of what they're asking, now you're making a decision based on logic, not based on emotion. I think that's phenomenal. So guys, if you got any questions for future videos, let me know. These videos are on Facebook and YouTube every single Wednesday. We like to give you great market information, but I want to be answering your questions. So you let me know what they are and we'll take care of you. Other than that, hope you guys have an absolutely wonderful